Before the world glowed at night, before cities refused to sleep, before electricity became so ordinary that we forgot how miraculous it truly is, darkness ruled human life. When the sun went down, productivity ended, streets emptied, and silence followed. Candles flickered, gas lamps hissed, and fire remained humanity's fragile defense against the unknown. Electricity existed, but it was feared, unpredictable, and barely understood. Most people believed it was too dangerous, too wild to ever power civilization. And then two men arrived with radically different visions of the future, and their conflict would decide how the modern world would be built. Thomas Alva Edison was already a legend. He was not a dreamer or a philosopher. He was a relentless builder. Edison believed invention was not about ideas, but endurance. Thousands of failed experiments did not weaken him. They strengthened him. When he perfected the practical incandescent light bulb in 1879, he didn't just invent light, he created a system to control it. Power stations, underground wiring, meters, switches. Everything designed to deliver electricity directly into homes and businesses. His system used direct current, known as DC, where electricity flows steadily in a single direction. It worked, but only over short distances. Power stations had to be built every mile. Copper costs were enormous, and efficiency dropped rapidly. But Edison didn't care. DC was reliable, understandable, and most importantly, it was his empire. While Edison was building dominance in America, a very different mind was forming across the Atlantic. Nikola Tesla was not interested in improving existing machines. He wanted to understand the laws behind them. Tesla didn't think with tools, he thought with visions. He could see entire machines operating inside his mind before touching a single wire. He believed electricity did not need to move in a straight line. It could oscillate, reverse direction, and flow in waves. This idea was alternating current, or AC, a system that could be transformed, amplified, and transmitted across vast distances with minimal loss. In 1884, Tesla arrived in New York with almost nothing in his pockets and everything in his mind. He joined Edison's company, hoping his ideas could find a place in America's electrical future. Tesla worked on improving Edison's DC generators, and according to popular accounts, Edison promised him a large reward if he succeeded. Tesla did succeed, but when he asked for the reward, Edison laughed it off, calling it American humor. That moment was more than a personal insult. It was the moment of philosophies permanently split. Edison believed progress came from brute force, experimentation, and commercial control. Tesla believed progress came from understanding nature itself. Tesla left Edison's company and struggled for years, working menial jobs, digging ditches, nearly forgotten, but his ideas survived. When Tesla finally demonstrated a working AC motor, it caught the attention of George Westinghouse, an inventor and businessman who saw what Edison refused to accept. AC was superior. It could transmit electricity over long distances, reduce infrastructure costs, and bring power to places DC never could. Westinghouse bought Tesla's patents and backed AC with industry and capital. And with that decision, the War of the Currents truly began. Edison saw AC not as innovation, but as a threat. If AC succeeded, his DC empire would collapse. So Edison did not fight with better technology, he fought with fear. He launched one of the most aggressive propaganda campaigns in scientific history. Public demonstrations were staged where animals were electrocuted using AC to show how dangerous it was. Dogs, calves, even an elephant were killed to terrify the public. Edison supported the use of AC in the first electric chair, so death itself would be associated with Tesla's system. Newspapers spread panic. Alternating current was portrayed as uncontrollable, lethal, and irresponsible. What Edison never admitted was simple. Any electricity can kill. AC was not uniquely dangerous. It was simply powerful. Tesla responded not with fear, but with proof. In public demonstrations, Tesla allowed enormous voltages to pass harmlessly through his body, lighting bulbs in his hands, sending arcs of electricity through the air. He showed the world that voltage alone does not kill, that electricity could be controlled, understood, and mastered. His demonstrations were not just scientific, they were theatrical, almost magical. The public watched in awe as fear slowly gave way to fascination. The turning point came in 1893 at the World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago. Edison wanted DC to power the fair. Westinghouse won the contract with a C. When night fell and over 100,000 electric lights ignited simultaneously, the crowd was stunned. Never before had humanity seen darkness erased on such a scale. The fair was not just illuminated, it was transformed. In that moment, the world saw the future, and it was alternating current. But one final challenge remained, a test so large it would silence all doubt. Niagara Falls represented raw, unstoppable natural power. Edison insisted it couldn't be harnessed efficiently. Tesla believed it had to be. In 1895, Tesla's AC generators captured the energy of the falls and transmitted electricity miles away to Buffalo, New York. For the first time in history, power traveled long distances reliably and affordably. The war was over. AC had won. Edison moved on, wealthy, celebrated, and secure. Tesla moved on as well, but into isolation and poverty. In an act that defined his character. Tesla tore up his royalty contract with Westinghouse to save the company, sacrificing millions of dollars. He believed his ideas were meant to serve humanity, not enrich him. History rewarded Edison with fame and nearly erased Tesla. But truth has a way of resurfacing. Today, every power grid, every outlet, every city glowing through the night runs on Tesla's alternating current. Edison built the door, but Tesla powered the planet. The war of the currents was never just about electricity. It was about how humanity chooses progress. Do we protect profit or pursue truth? Do we fear change or understand it? Tesla believed energy should belong to everyone. Edison believed it should be controlled. That choice still shapes our world today. Nikola Tesla died alone, misunderstood, and nearly forgotten. But every time the lights turn on, his legacy returns. Thomas Edison died famous and honored, yet even his legacy runs on Tesla's vision. The war of the currents did not just decide how electricity flows, it decided how civilization itself would evolve. And this is why science is not merely about equations and machines. It is about who controls the future. Welcome to Beyond Newton.